G'day everyone and welcome to the round 15 AFL fantasy wrap-up video. It was a pretty solid round for my team overall. I scored 22.61, which was probably around the mark I think for this round, and yeah, as a result I improved in the rankings by around a couple hundred spots to 1.5k, so yeah, it was a pretty solid round overall. And yeah, my ranking, I'm pretty happy with how my ranking sits at the moment. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks I can climb into that top 1,000. That's definitely a goal of mine this year, to finish at least inside that top 1,000. So my team's definitely on the right track. So now I look back at the trades that I made going into the round, and they were English to Jackson and Green to Bontempelli, which were two trades that definitely worked out really well this week. Obviously I definitely wanted to trade out English after hearing that he was missing. I thought he was a risk of missing 2 weeks, so I decided to trade out English, and I looked for the value in Luke Jackson, which turned out to be a great pick. He was fantastic without Max Gawn on the side. And then obviously I had to trade out Tom Green, as I mentioned during last week's video, and I decided to bring in Bontempelli in the end just because of his price. I think it was 790k he was, and just thought that was offered a lot of value, so I decided to bring in the Bont there, and he was fantastic as well. So those two trades definitely paid off this week. So looking back at the team now, starting in defence, Sam Doherty 121, just continues his red hot form at the moment. Doherty, another 120 plus score, and he just finds a way to get it done. Does Doherty? He wasn't on track for that score, but just those plus sixes he racks up in the back line. He just finds a way to get to his 120 at the moment, Doherty, and clear number one defender this year, and definitely glad that I own him. Jack Crisp 69, a rare poor week from Jack Crisp, and we can forgive him for that. He's had a pretty good season, so he'll bounce back, so no worries there. Jack Sinclair 72, he actually copped a heavy tag throughout that game by the Swans, so at the end of the day 72, it could have been a lot worse than that. And it's a bit rare to see defenders or small defenders like him cop a heavy tag, so hopefully that's not the norm going forward, as that definitely will affect Sinclair's scoring. So one to watch out for in the next couple of weeks, but he should be right whenever he's not copping a tag. George Hewitt 95, he was okay. He hasn't been amazing the last 3 or 4 weeks or so, but he's still around the mark to be a top 6 defender, so we just got to stick with him. He's been 95, no worries there really. James Sicily 84, similar to Hewitt, he's kind of dropped off a bit in the last month or so, but he always finds a way to score his 80 with those plus sixes that he gets down back, so I think he'll be fine moving forward. He might be a very luxury trade come towards the end of the season, but there's no need to look to trade him at this point. Patrick Parnell 24, he was disappointing, and he probably prevented my team from a really good round this week and scoring over that 2,300 mark, so he's been pretty good, but he definitely didn't have a great game on the weekend, so it wouldn't surprise me if he lost his spot in the side, unfortunately. But I'll look to bring him off the ground this week and get a premium in that spot, I think. And then onto the bench, D'Ambrosio 52, he was okay, but I won't spend too much time talking about the bench towards the back end of the season, as it starts to become a bit irrelevant. So not too worried about how the bench sits at this stage of the year. So now onto the midfield, Clayton Oliver 102, he was okay, probably just didn't have enough marks or tackles during that game to turn his score into a massive score, but he's been fantastic. Clayton Oliver. Lachie Neale 79, he was getting tagged a bit throughout that game by James Harmes, but I think overall he just didn't have a great night. I think Lachie Neale, that was the main reason behind his underwhelming score, and I'll back him in to bounce back though, he should be fine. And Andy Brayshaw 80, he was similar. There was a few of my top line midfielders didn't fire this week. It was more of my lesser sort of types of mids that really stepped up this week, and Brayshaw, he just didn't have a great game, and Freo kind of got smashed by the Blues, so he'll bounce back, you'd think. So no worries there, he just didn't have a great game, Andy Brayshaw. And Jack Macrae, who I had as captain this week, he only managed 97, so that wasn't ideal, but I think a lot of people struggled to find a decent captain this week, as I mentioned, a lot of the real elite sort of midfielders this year didn't have a great round, so at the end of the day, it didn't hurt me too much. Josh Kelly, 116. It was nice to see him bounce back from last week, Kelly, and yeah, good to see him post that 110 plus score on the borders. Yeah, that's why I brought him in a couple of weeks ago for these 110 plus scores. So he's also got the Hawks next week, which was a nice matchup. So yeah, he's heading in the right direction now, Josh Kelly. And Tuke Miller, 127. He was awesome and had a massive first half to set up that score. And yeah, you'd think he's a top 8 midfielder. So yeah, definitely glad that I own Tuke Miller, and he's a definite captain option against the Pies for me next week. Ben Keys, 110. It was nice to finally see Ben Keys post a decent score this week, and it was actually his first 110 plus score for me since I've brought him in probably around 10 weeks ago it was now. So yeah, it was definitely well overdue, but yeah, it's good to see him finally post that score. So hopefully he can keep that up now, Ben Keys. Zach Merritt, 118. He definitely delivered this week, Zach Merritt. It was a frustrating last few weeks. He could only manage around that 80 to 90 sort of mark, but yeah, definitely made the most of a good matchup this week against the Eagles. So yeah, hopefully he can build on that moving forward. Zach Merritt he's definitely capable of averaging that 110. On to the rucks now, and Darcy Cameron, 111. He just continues his awesome season ever since he stepped in to fill in for Brody Grundy in that number 1 ruck role, and yeah, he's just been amazing. His work around the ground is just phenomenal, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Pies do once Brody Grundy comes back, as yeah, Cameron's been one of the main reasons why they've performed so well. So yeah, it'll be definitely interesting to see what happens there. But yeah, he's almost, you could argue a case to say that Darcy Cameron's the number 1 ruck at the moment in fantasy without Gorner Grundy. He's going that well. So yeah, definitely he's been awesome, Darcy Cameron, this year. And then Luke Jackson, 125, who I brought in this week, and yeah, he definitely exceeded everyone's expectations, I would have thought. And yeah, I brought him in hoping he could average around 80 during the next month or so without Gorn there. But yeah, then he goes out and pumps out a 125 first up in that number 1 ruck roll, which is yeah, just brilliant. And yeah, it's just his work around the ground, his ability to win the ball, and he tackles really well as well, Luke Jackson. And yeah, hopefully during the next couple of weeks without Gorn, he can make around 100k more or so. So that would be nice. And yeah, when Gorn comes back, we'll probably still have to trade him though. But yeah, you'd think Gorn still probably misses at least next week, maybe the week after. So yeah, he should be good for the next couple of weeks, Luke Jackson. And now onto the forwards. Josh Dunkley, 105. He was good once again and just continues to be very consistent this year, Josh Dunkley. Adam Treloar, 77. Didn't have a great game, but yeah, he does do this from time to time, Adam Treloar, but he always manages to reach that 70 at least. So yeah, can't complain too much there. He'll be back scoring around 100s for the majority of games this season, you'd think. And Marcus Bontempelli, 118, who I brought in this week, and yeah, he was fantastic. I was definitely keen on his matchup against the Hawks this week. That was one of the main reasons I brought him in, and yeah, he looked great, and he's probably a top 6 forward, you'd think. So hopefully continues to average around 100 for the remainder of the season. Stephen Coniglio, 129. He just continues to get it done at the moment, Coniglio, and yeah, you could make a case that he's probably a top 2 forward along with Dunkley at the moment. He's just in that good a form, and yeah, if you don't have him, definitely be making sure that you do have him by now, as yeah, he's going to average around 110 at the moment for the rest of the season if he keeps this up, and he has the Hawks this week too, so who knows, he could be a sneaky captain option this round as well, Cogs. And Will Brody, 117, and he was fantastic, and yeah, definitely put to bed those sort of thoughts that we had around Fife coming back, impacting his scoring. I don't think we have to worry about that too much, and yeah, he just gets the job done, racks up the ball, and lays plenty of tackles as well. So he's borderline top 6 forward as well. So I don't think we have to look to trade him anytime soon. And Daniel Rioli, 88. He was pretty good, and yeah, I'll definitely take an 80 plus score from him. And yeah, I've still got one more rookie to remove off my field, but yeah, after that, I'll definitely look to trade out Rioli. But yeah, he's doing pretty well. He's scoring around 75 to 80 each week. So yeah, still not too bad at the end of the day there, Daniel Rioli. So in terms of my trades this week, what I'm looking to do is a pretty stock standard sort of move, a one down, one up sort of thing, and yeah, looking to bring that final rookie off my field and bring in a premium. So yeah, what I'm looking to do is downgrade someone like Sam De Koning. He's starting to lose cash at the moment, so yeah, he's definitely ready to be cashed in. So I'll look to downgrade Sam De Koning, and yeah, who I'll bring in this week at this stage is someone like Rhett Bazzo from the Eagles, who's looks to have decent job security. He's scoring around 50, which is not too bad for a rookie option, a rookie bench option at this stage of the year. So I'll bring him in there, and if someone at that 190k price tag is named this week, I'll bring them in instead. But yeah, at this stage, I'll bring in Bazzo from the Eagles, and yeah, I've still got plenty of cash there in the bank from that Luke Jackson trade this last week, so I can bring in any premium pretty much in any line. So then I look to upgrade Robbie McComb this week, and someone who I'm going to bring in this week who I definitely think I need at the moment is Jordan Dawson, who has been in red hot form lately. He's averaging just over 100 now, and probably around a 110 in his last 3 or 4 weeks or so. So he's definitely someone that my team desperately needs at the moment. So yeah, bring in Jordan Dawson down back. The other options I could look at is someone like Aaron Hall, who would be a definite point of difference, who played well on the weekend. In the forwards, someone like Tim Taranto interests me, even though he didn't have a great game this week, but I could probably wait a week or two on him there. So yeah, Jordan Dawson's the one that stands out for me this week in defence. So I'll bring him in there, and yeah, we'll have a look at how my team shapes up now. And yeah, that trade removes the last rookie I had on my ground. Obviously, I still have guys like Daniel Rioli there, and Luke Jackson, who I'll eventually have to move on once Gawn comes back. Same for Darcy Cameron, perhaps when Grundy comes back. So yeah, there's still a few moves to be done, but yeah, that last rookie goes off my field now. So yeah, my team is not too far away from being technically complete, but yeah, pretty happy with how it looks now without that rookie on the ground. Next couple of weeks, yeah, as I mentioned, we'll look to move on guys like Rioli, Jackson, and maybe even look to bring in a Mills or a Laird in the midfield to kind of round that off. But yeah, team shapes up pretty well now without that last rookie off the field. So that's all for today's video, guys. Thanks again for watching, and as always, it'd be much appreciated if you could like, comment, subscribe, leave any questions you have. Tell me your trade plans for this week. I'm happy to give a second opinion as always. And yeah, thanks again for watching, guys, and good luck in round 16.